Hey guys, Last here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review on the Beach PX5. So, to begin, I wanted to say I've owned it for a year and a half, so I do know what I'm talking about with this headset. Like, I have a lot of experience with it, and I can give you my honest opinion in this review. So, for the price is what we're going to start out with. Actually, I should talk first about how this review is going to go. I'm going to first say the features, then I'm going to get into the pros and cons of the device, in my opinion. So the price is going to be about $200. Depending on where you get it from, and if you get it directly from the store, it's going to cost you $250, which is pretty expensive for a headset, but it's a good headset. And it's wireless, which is very different because most headsets will be wired and will therefore keep you within a certain area, but with this I can hear what's going on from up to 2 rooms away, which is definitely something I enjoy. It works with all consoles with the exception of the Wii U. The reason I'm not saying like Xbox One or PS4 is because I'm anticipating this will work with it, considering they both have announced that there will be an optical digital port, just like the PS3 and the Xbox 360 have at the moment, and the chat should stay relatively the same. If Bluetooth still works, then we can use it with the PS4, and it also has the chat cable, so if it's anything like the Xbox 360 has, we can use it for that too. And the music works on it very well. If you have a Bluetooth enabled device, you can play music through this, and that'll sound pretty good. I'll get into that later once I get into the pros and the cons. The calling is another thing you can do with the Bluetooth features of this device. You can call just with the touch of a button. You can pick up calls in-game. When it does this, it'll actually quiet the sound so you can hear the call, and you won't ever have to leave the game just because someone's calling you, and that will help. Another feature of this device is the presets. You can go onto the Turtle Beach website and download a software that lets you make presets which adjust how the game sounds. Depending on what the game, you might just want to stick with the original 7 it has on it, because there is one with like footstep focus, and that one will go well if you're listening to a game like Call of Duty where you want to hear footsteps. And there are also features in the game too that can help, so you're gonna just kind of want to play around with it, and then with the cord that is provided with the device, you can connect it to the headset and you can put your preset that you designed onto it if that's what you choose to do so. The next thing is the headphone jack that's actually in the transmitter. There's a headphone jack, so say you're playing here with someone, but you started the game and you forgot to change the audio so you could both hear it. You could just stick another headset into the headphone jack so you could have up to 2 people listening through the same device, which I think is pretty cool. It uses optical digital, so the sound you get is pristine. The sound on this is just amazing because it's the best it can provide at the moment. The detachable mic on the headset itself, if you don't want to use the microphone, you can remove that, or you can just turn the microphone off. You never have to actually use the microphone, but that is an option. And the rotating ear cuffs. Say you're listening to it and you want to use it as a speaker, right? So you can rotate the ear cuffs so they're facing out, and the volume does go up quite a bit, so you can be listening to music quite loud and it will sound decent. It doesn't sound as good as when it's quiet because it will start to but it's like a gaming headset get that loud. But if you want to turn it all the way up and rotate the ear cuffs, or not cuffs, you can actually hear it relatively loud, and it will work as a speaker. I've actually seen my friend wear these headsets, or wear this headset with the ear up on him with the volume all the way up, and we could all clearly hear it, so it does get very loud. Another feature is the Dolby 7.1 surround sound that is featured in this device, and the speakers are 50mm speakers on both sides, which are pretty big. Okay, now we're going to get into the pros of this feature, and then we're going to end on the negative note with the cons. I don't know, so how I'm going to do it. Okay, so number 1 is the mute feature. Say you're calling, but you can still hear the sound. It's tough to hear the person you're talking to because maybe the connection isn't the best, maybe you're in your room playing, so you can't really hear what's going on. You can just hit the mute, and then you can hear it clearly because the game sound will just go away. And then you can just hit it again, it'll be fine, right? The sound quality when you're actually listening to music, it's similar to like the Beats by Dr. Dre. I'd say the Solo HD is what it sounds most like. Perhaps a little bit better because the bass isn't way heavy like the Beats tend to be. But I don't know. Some people like that these days. And there is a separate volume for the Bluetooth. And in doing this, you can adjust the volume to however you want it. Because if you want to hear the game chat loud, or if you want to actually hear the game itself, you can change that to however you want that to be. And the headset itself is actually very comfortable. There's a ton of padding, even on the ear piece. I'm looking at the headset right now. I'd say there's probably ½ inch of padding just on the ear pieces alone. On the top, there's a huge ring of padding. I'll have a picture in here when I do that. But it is an over-ear headset, which is something I like. And the battery life is it advertises up to 15 hours, but I use a reusable battery, so for me it's more like 10 to 12. And there is an automatic quieting, which is my last pro, and then I'm going to get into the cons. But there's an automatic quieting feature, which basically means when you're talking, or if there's something going on, it will quiet. Like, say you're talking on the phone, right? It will quiet the audio of the game, so that way you can hear what's going on well, and that's a feature that I do like. And so yeah, that's it for the pros. Now we're going to get into the cons. Okay, so the first con is the break-in. Like most Turtle Beach products, they will be uncomfortable at first, but the more you use it, the better it will feel, and it will kind of adjust to you, and you get really used to it, and it feels really comfortable. But the break-in can be a little bit annoying, but I've had these for so long that's almost not even a thing to me anymore, because it really doesn't exist. My second complaint about this is that there is no batteries. Like, I mean, there is you use batteries, but you can't just plug it in. Personally, I have rechargeable batteries, but when you use rechargeable batteries, you won't get the low battery warning. So I wish you could just plug it into something and charge it that way. Like, I think that just might be a problem with them being wireless headsets, because if you could just plug them in and have them charge, that'd be a lot better than having to replace the batteries. But I would definitely recommend getting some rechargeable batteries for this, because if you happen to play a lot, you can go through batteries relatively quick, even though it does have that 10 to 12 hour battery life if you're using rechargeable batteries like myself. But that's just my personal opinion, that they should not have that method of using batteries. Okay, so the next one is when it says detachable mic, but there's still going to be a little stump when you remove the mic, because that part can't come out, and so you can't just walk around with them as headsets, because you can still see when it came out. Like, I know with the Astros you can take it out and then like you can put the other earpiece on, and then it'll cover it up and it'll look like a headphone, but I mean, they still sound good. It's just a little thing where you look at it and it just doesn't look quite right. But it's meant for gaming, so if you're gonna use it for gaming, that shouldn't really be an option. And why would you want a headset if you can talk, right? So and my other thing is relatively heavy. This is a headset that weighs 39 ounces, so it's pretty heavy on your head. And if you're playing for a while and before you're used to it, it can start to get a little heavy. And after that, my complaint would be the auto shutdown. If the game's silent for a few minutes, it'll shut down, and that can be a little annoying. Say you have to go to the bathroom, when you get back, it'll most definitely be shut down because you haven't been using it. And like, if you aren't talking and the game isn't like doing anything special, like if you're just at the menu, it'll shut down by itself. And my next one, I'm going 2 more, don't worry. My next one is the bad way of switching modes, because this headset actually has 2 modes, not including the presets. Those are different, and you can add your own presets, as I went over before. There's a bad way of switching modes. You do it by like hitting the power button twice, and it'll go from Xbox mode to PS3 mode. And that doesn't, like, sometimes you can hit it and then it'll take like 5 seconds to switch, and I just wish there was like a button for that, because there's already so much on it. But that's a way that you can't really switch modes very efficiently. And my very last complaint, I should have done cons first, because I don't want to end on the cons. But anyway, my last one is the transmitter will take up a USB port, because that's how it charges. And that's not really a bad thing. I mean, it needs to charge, but there's only so many USB ports, you know, and you gotta have one for your controller, one for your like Kinect or whatever you're using. And so anyway, they just add up and that'll take up a port. So just make sure you're doing that, or make sure you know that, because can't even speak right now. And make sure you know that if you're going to be getting this headset, which is definitely okay. I guess I should end on like an overall opinion. Would I recommend this? Yes, I love this. I wear it every time I play, unless I'm trying to get a video, because when I'm recording for a video like in Zombies or anything, I can't be through that, or else you guys can't hear it. Because if you guys remember from my 51 minutes, I was playing with that and then you couldn't get audio, so I guess that could be another con. But anyway, final verdict, I would get this, but if I didn't have it, I wouldn't. The reason being, there are new headsets like the XP7, which are the same exact audio quality, but it's just like a different transmitter. It's like a white version of this, basically what it is. It's just a different color. So you could get that if like you think that is more slick, or what you could do is wait for the new consoles just to be sure it's working. But if it does work for the new consoles, I would recommend getting a new headset, because I'm guessing by then they'll have better headsets, because I'm hoping that'll be something they increase, because this is the maximum that they can be right now. But if it does work, I recommend getting this, man, because especially if you're not going to get a new console, just get this. It's a great headset. I love it. I've used it a lot, and it still works. I've had it for a year and a half. Nothing's broken on it. It's working perfectly. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. The next episode of Ratchet and Clank will be coming out soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.